So in this session today, I'm going to explain you about interfaces. First of all, I'm going to explain you about interfaces, what we can do with the help of interfaces in Java programming languages, guys. See, most of the time, guys, when we are working on any project, when we want the structure to be designed in this way, or the name of the function to be given like this or like that. So what we do basically before designing any software or before taking up any project, we have to design its layout, or we need to design its entire structure, like how many functions will be there and how many classes will be there. So basically, if I want the name of the function should be given in advance, and I just need to direct my team who is going to code for the specific function. That's it. So this is possible with the help of interfaces. Well, with the help of interfaces, I'm going to design my class structure. I can write the name of the functions in my class, and whenever I'm using my class, it's my responsibility that I'm going to give a definition to the function. Well, one more advantage of interface is, for example, I'm having a class whose name is college, or you can see calculator, and I have declared a function whose name is sum in it. So whenever I'm using my class, whenever I'm just, or for example, while I'm using my class whose name is calculator, it is up to me, like whatever definition I want to give to the function, I can give to the definition to the function and I can call it. And when I'm using the same class in my other projects, I can give some other definition, but the name of the function will remain same. So basically, guys, what do you mean by interface? I'm going to explain you here with the help of this diagram. For example, I'm having this class. This is my calculator class, and here I just declared. So always remember, guys, in interfaces we never define, we just declare the name of the function. For example, I'm writing here the name of my function, that is sum. That is another way, like it is up to you how you want to write a body of this sum function. It is up to you. So first of all, I'm just going to write here my class name. So my class name is calculator. This is the name of my class. And after this, I'm going to write here the name of my function, that is void. I'm writing here sum, I'm opening parenthesis, but I'm not defining its body. I'm just declaring it that sum is a part of class calculator. So whenever I'm using calculator class in my class or in some other class, it is my responsibility that I'm going to write the body of this sum, and then I'm going to call it with the help of some object. Now, if I want that more than one function can be declared, yes, more than one function can be declared. But whenever you are using this calculator, then it is your responsibility, like wherever you are using, whenever I'm using this calculator for class, in whatever class I'm using, whenever I'm creating the object of this class, it is my responsibility that I need to define all these functions, guys. As you can see, these functions are not defined, these are just declared. But if I'm creating an object of any of the classes, then whatever function is written in that class, it is my responsibility that I need to describe the function whatever I have declared in my class. If I've declared sum, I need to describe sum. If I have declared multiplication, I need to describe multiplication. Whenever I'm creating an object of this class, it is my responsibility that whatever class I'm creating the object of this class, there I used to give the specification, or I need to give the definition about this function so that this function can be called. So what I'll be using in this programming in BlueJ, I'm going to make one class calculator where I'll be leaving sum as it is just declaring, and then one more class I'll be using here. I'm going to use here master, because master I'm already defined. So I'm going to use here some other class, as I'm going to write here calculator I have already done. So this is the name of my class, like I'm just going to write here class, and I can write here C master. For example, this is the name of my class. So guys, whenever I'm writing here C master, and whenever I'm adding this calculator class to my master class, so it is my responsibility that first of all, what I need to do, I need to define the body of this void sum. This void sum is a function which is a part of calculator class, and I need to define its body. You can see here, I'm writing here as of now to do, but then later I'm going to code here. And whenever I'm designing a public static void main in the C master, then whenever I create the object of C master, then I'll be able to call with the help of object C master, I'll be able to call the sum function. So this is all about, interfaces. I've already told you that there is so much difference in between interface and inheritance, guys. Basically, what we are doing in inheritance, we are adding something new to the old thing, which we have already done. the base class which we have already done. We are adding something new today to it, and with the help of a object of a drive class, we'll be able to call the functions of drive class as well as the base class. But while I'm talking about interfaces is quite different. Here we are writing, we are just declaring the body, we are not at all defining, but here we are putting so many functions inside a class. And while I'm using this class in my other class, then I'm defining, I'm giving a definition to all these functions, and then I'm calling all these functions with the help of object. So this is all about interfaces. Now I'm coming back to my project work, and I'm going to create here the same class which I have already created in my Paint editor. I've explained to you. So I'm simply going to write here calculator. So this is my class calculator. But basically what I wanted to do is, this is not just my class, this is my interface. As I've already told you, like when you're clicking here on new class, it is going to ask you so many options. So I'm going to tell you one more time, like if you're blindly going to new class, and if you're writing a name, if you're hitting an enter key because class is already you have selected, so there are more chance that you are going to create a class. We are not going to create here class, guys. This is an interface. It is a kind of new topic. So structure is again a very different, though for inheritance we definitely we create a classes only, but for interfaces we never create class. We have another topic, that is interface. So I'm just going to delete it, and I'm coming back to new class. And here you can see you are getting here so many choices, guys. You just need to click on interface, because I'm going to create here an interface. I'm not going to define, but I'm just going to declare. So I'm writing here calculator. You can see this I have done. I've written here calculator. It is all done. I clicked OK button, and you can see its structure is quite different. Like it is not looking like a class. You can see interface at the top is written there. So I'm just going inside my interface. I'm double clicking here, and it is going to open now. You can see it is not similar to the class, because here we are just declaring. We never write here public static void main. We never give here the definition of the functions. We just declare here. So I'm just selecting entire thing, and I'm removing. And now what I'm going to do here, I'm starting it with the word interface. Just like that class, we always start with a class keyword, but here I start interface with a keyword interface. Now guys, I write the name of my class. I'm going to write here the name for my interface, that is calculator. I'm going to write here. You can see I've written here calculator. I'm going to open parenthesis here. I'm not going to do anything here. Simply I'm going to write here one function. So I'm just going to write here, that is void, and this is sum. I open parenthesis and I put here semicolon. That's it. So I'm not going to do anything here, guys. I've written interface as a keyword, calculator is written. I've written here void sum. I put semicolon. Now, wherever I'm using this calculator, now it is my responsibility. I need to give a definition to this sum. Now, one more question, guys. If you're using this interface in any of your classes, will you be able to add other functions? Definitely, you can add other functions. But one restriction is, if you're using this calculator, it is very important for you to define sum so that you can use sum. Because definitely, I need to use sum. That is the reason I'm creating here an object of calculator. So what I'm doing here, I'm simply going to compile. I come back to my dashboard of BlueJ, and now I'm going to create here a class where I'm going to add my interface. So now I'm going to write here C, and I'm going to write here the name of my class, that is master. Now this is my class only, and that is the reason the class, let it be selected. I'm not going to make any changes here. I'm going to click here OK button, and I'm going to drag and drop my class right next to this calculator. Now I'm just going to double click here and see master. This is my class. I'm going to select entire thing, deleting, and I'm going to start writing my class, guys. So I'm simply writing here C master, where M is capital, that is master. Okay, that is master. I've written here C master. Now, how to add interface with a class, guys? In inheritance, we have already gone through. We know like inheritance is possible with the help of extends keyword. We just write extends, and we'll be able to add all the classes with each other, following rules and regulations. But if you're using interfaces, then you need to use here one keyword, that is implements. I'm going to write here implements. You can see I have written here implements. This is the spelling of implements. Now, when you write implements, it is expecting like you to write some interface name. So we have already designed one interface, that is calculator. So I simply go and write here calculator. This I have done. I'm coming back to my next class. I'm opening curly braces here. So you can see, guys, I have written here my class name. I have written implement keyword, and I have written the name of my class also. Now, if you bring your cursor back to this red color line, then you will be able to know that C master is not abstract and does not override. That is, it means that the moment guys, you are going to add your calculator interface with the class C master. It is expected from you to override. It is expected from you to give a body of some function which is defined in interface calculator. So simply I'm just going to write here void. I'm going to write here sum. I'm opening parenthesis, coming to the next line. I'm creating a body here, and I'm going to define my sum function here. Now you can see I'm into my sum function, and I'm just writing here a comma, or I just can print anything if I want. If I just want to print something here, I can give a print statement even. Or if you want to put here few data member or variables, if you want to do some calculations, then you can do it. I'm simply going to write here calling. So you can see I'm writing here calling, and I'm putting here semicolon. So I have done my work. Now guys, you can bring your mouse over back and you can read sum in C master cannot implement sum in master. In calculator attempt to assign weaker access privilege. That means guys, we have already gone through with this, that we have visibility mode also available in Java. We have public, we have private, we have a protected. So what it is expected, like the calculator interface which we have created, we need to make it public. Once we make it public, we will get our authority, we will get our charges, or you can say we will get our permissions, that we will be able to override sum, we will be able to give a body to the sum. So what I'm doing for this, I'm coming back to my dashboard, I'm going to my calculator, and I'm just making this interface public just by writing public in front of interface keyword. You can see once you have done this thing, you just need to click on compile. Now I'm going to C master back, and I can see now I just need to make this class also public. I simply go and make this class public. Now I'm clicking on compile, and I just need to write this function also, because this function is also public. Now you can see my class is public, my function is also public. For more clarity, if you want, you can go to your calculator interface, and here also you can add public. By the way, if your class is, if your interface is public, definitely the whatever content you are adding in your interface, that is again public. But if you want, you can write here again public. If everything is public, then only you will be able to access one class from another class, or one interface from some other class. So all these things are possible. So what I have done, guys, I have added public in front of my C master class. Even my calculator is also public, which is my interface, and my function is also public. Now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to write here public static void main, so that I can explain you how you can call the functions of these interfaces, right? I'm simply going to write here public static void, and I'm going to write here main. I'm opening parenthesis, coming to my next line, and I've written all these things. Now what I'm going to do is I simply going to just make here object of my class. Always remember one thing, guys, we never create object of interface, we can create object of some class only. So I am going to create here object of my class. I'm coming back to public static void. I'm writing here, I'm simply writing here obj is equal to new, again the name of my class, and this is all I have done. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to call my class, because the object I have already created of C master, and C master implement my calculator, which is my interface, and where I have defined, I just declared sum, though I'm defining in my class. So obj dot sum, when you write, the thing will be done. And now my code is ready to run, and I'm going to apply indentation first of all. So my code is indented, guys. I'm just going to click on compile, and I'm just going to run it. I'm going here, and here you can see that my calculator is, my C master is connected with the calculator, because calculator is my interface, and the moment you write here implements, you will be able to see that there is a connection in between C master and a calculator. I'm going to right click next to C master and clicking on void main, and then you will be able to see this calling. Calling means exactly I have written in sum. One more thing, guys, if you want to write any other function in C master, that is again possible, which is, though it is not a part of your interface, but you can write, you can add n number of functions. Only the thing is that if you're using any interface, it is your responsibility. You need to give a definition to all the functions, whatever it is declared in your interface. I'm just going to write here SMS. Simple, because I just need to demonstrate you that you can do it here. So I simply copy this statement so that I can save my time, and I'm just coming up here, I've pasted, and I'm writing here calling SMS. So SMS, definitely SMS I'm calling here. I just need to click here on compile, and along with some, I need to call SMS also with my obj object. This is all done. You can see I've called SMS also. I'm clicking on compile. Well, I'm coming back to my main screen, And I'm going to right click next to my CMaster, clicked on void main, and now you'll be able to see the output, guys. So here you can see, this is my old output. Please do not see this thing, or I can just delete it. I've deleted. Well, I'm coming back to my home screen. I'm going to right click once again, clicking on void main, and you can see here my home screen. This is my main console. You can see the calling is, this I have printed in my sum function, and this is calling SMS. It's coming from SMS function. So guys, this is all about interface. I'm going to give you this code in description. You please practice this course. And today we have completed all our topics, whatever we have decided in this course. This is all about basics of Java, what I have explained you, what all the sessions I have given it to you. Even description, I have shared a code also. So I just can tell you, if you practice, then only you will be able to learn programming of Java, as practice makes man perfect. So please practice, or whatever the codes I have given to you, description I have given to you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.